Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm gonna be showing y'all how Southside and Wheezy make beats for Young Thug's Slime Language 2. And I'm gonna be making the beat from scratch today. I'm gonna be using some like guitar, flute, and brass sounds, and I'll be showing y'all how they do the drums and whatnot. So yeah, with that being said, let's just hop right into it. All right, so the first thing that I did is I opened up Xband and I got this harpoto preset from the ethnic section. I went into the piano roll and I drew in this pattern. So basically what I did is I went to the magnet tool and I selected third beat, and I basically went to the smallest grid line and I placed notes accordingly in the C sharp minor scale. All I really did in terms of drawing out notes is I drew out the first 4 bars of notes, and then the second half of the 8-bar measure is just the first 4 bars copied over. And then I selected all of them and hit Alt Y to reverse the MIDI. And then I flipped the 2 measures like so. And then I pasted it back in for the 4 through A measures. And once I had all that, I hit Alt R and I turned this velocity knob really high. That's how I got a really wide range in randomizing the velocities. And then I went to this wrench tab right here and I turned the shift up a little over halfway. And this is what the first melody sounds like. And for effects, I have an isotope vinyl on it with a little bit of detune, Valhalla Supermassive with a little bit of delay, and the warp at 76.3. I have a low-cut EQ and another EQ to cut out some of the harsh sounds, and then a sound godizer just to turn the gain up a little bit. So moving on to the next melody, I got this flute one-shot sound. I just arranged like MIDI flute runs. This is what it sounds like with a harp. And for this, I didn't put an envelope on it because I just wanted the flute to decay. And it was also a short one-shot sound too, so it doesn't bleed into any of the other patterns. And for effects, what I did is I went to the stereo separation and I put it to about 50% merged, so that way it's not too stereoized. And then I went to Fruity Reverb and I turned the wet up a little bit, the high cut up just a tad, and everything else is pretty much the same. And then I went into compressor and put just a little bit of gain on it so it's a little louder. And for the last part of the melody, I have 2 different patterns, but it's using the same sound. So the sound that I used is this producer brass preset from the brass and woodwind section of Xband. And I basically just laid out these C sharp minor chords and I just have the velocities shifted a little bit. So the order that it goes in is least to greatest from bottom to top here. So the bass note's the loudest, then the bass note of the chord is second loudest, and so on. With the rest of the melodies, it sounds like this. And so that's the first pattern that I have. So in the second pattern, it's the same sound, like I said earlier, and the first 2 chords are the same exact chords, except the second ones are using G sharp and A as the root notes, and I basically just constructed chords using the C sharp minor scale. And the way I did that is I went to this stamp tool up here, and I selected minor natural or Aeolian. I just drag that down to C sharp and you have a full scale there. In context, this is what this melody sounds like. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for the melody sounds. I'm just gonna hop into the drums. So the first thing I did for the drums is I got a clap, and put in a standard clap pattern. And after that, I got a snare to layer on with it. And then I got a snare to accent with it. And then I put in a spins 808. And this roll up here is using the 3rd beat magnet. Then I put in a hi-hat pattern from a MIDI that I got. And I put in an open hat sound. And then I put in a second 808 pattern after my first one. And this one's using a different 808 sound. It's using this 808. And it's kind of similar to like a Zay 808 with a little more distortion on it. So this is what the pattern sounds like that I came up with. And lastly, I put in a kick pattern, and it's just the first beat of all the odd measures. In context, sounds like this with the spins 808. Alright, so that's pretty much going to do it for the melody and the drums. As always, thank y'all for watching. Leave some recommendations in the comments below what you think I should do next. Check out my other social medias. I will leave links in the description. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. That'll be it for me. I'll see y'all later.
Yo, Tez, what's up?